How's it going, guys? Chris here. Today we're going to be watching this video from good old Sky News about how Albo is looking like a pretty weak leader at the moment, with obviously the US tensions, China being a bit of a threat at the moment. It's not looking good for good old Albo. Let's get into it.
But first, Labor is...
Full video link is in the description below.
breathtakingly useless on global issues, foreign policy, and now in support of our allies, especially America. It's desperately playing catch-up when it comes to its relationship with the United States, and the fractures are glaringly obvious. The Prime Minister only has himself to blame. Yet, instead of getting on a plane to the States to sort it out, he sends in his Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, appointing her as some sort of chief negotiator, Penny the peacekeeper, with the weight of the Labor government on her shoulders. An utter embarrassment when you think both her and Albo have refused to stand up for the US. Both called for de-escalation between Israel and Iran before the US bombed Iran's nuclear facilities this month. Both equally obsessed with calling for calm, choosing not to stand with the US for the first 24 hours. Penny Wong has shown complete disregard for Israel, a key ally of Australia and America, going as far as to reward Hamas on the world stage at the United Nations. And let's be honest, Labor has been weak and cowardly since October 7. I mean, we could have shown Donald Trump our diplomacy, been the ally that we've always been, and shown the president that we are committed to the relationship and the alliance. Instead, Labor has done the opposite. We didn't support our number one ally who tried to destroy terror in Iran and only came out in support a day later. And instead of the Prime Minister going over to the US himself, he adopts his usual nothing to see approach back home.
I have been to the US. I was there a little over a week ago, but I look forward to returning to the US. We continue to engage with our American friends, and Penny Wong, the Foreign Minister, will be there this week.
Penny...
I mean, this is pretty, I don't know, like how to say it. You know, this basically sums up everything that Albo is getting done in this country. Like, he's just screwing up everything. You know, you look at housing. Obviously, it's not all his fault. You know, previous governments have stuffed up housing, but you look at how much cost of living, housing, and everything's gone up during his prime ministery. I don't know what the word is. You look at how much, everything's gone up. Immigration's at sky high, record high numbers. When we can't keep up with building houses, we're, you know, losing allies. Well, not losing, but relationship with allies are getting pretty dire. You look at like all these tariffs that we're now paying. He's not really working with America to sort this shit out. It's just, you know, America is definitely not our biggest ally, right? So we don't need to sort this out at all. It's just, and then he gets disregarded at the UN summit or whatever it was in Canada, and hasn't, you know, really fucking gone out and sorted it out himself. He's just been a bit of a baby and not really gone after it and worked hard to solve these problems.
Wong will have a one-on-one meeting with her US counterpart, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, as part of a meeting of nations in the Quad Alliance. And look, sure, this is the role of a foreign minister to attend these meetings. But there are too many issues at stake for the Prime Minister not to get on a flight out there.
Yeah, like the good old saying, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Like, obviously, it's maybe, you know, she's capable of doing it herself, but like, you're the leader of the country. Friggin' take some responsibility and go sort it out, right?
And Penny will be breaking the stick of the mop in trying to mop up this big mess. Firstly, on defence spending. The United States wants us to step up, and rightly so. Yet here was Albo today still telling us he's doing enough.
$57 billion that we have in the budget. You have $57 billion. $57 billion isn't nothing. $10 billion over the forward estimates.
Republican Michael McCall and Democrat Joe Courtney obviously noting what you just said, they've urged you to set up a meeting with the President at the White House, saying that would be sound advice and a great gesture. Is that anything you're working towards? Is it a possibility this year?
Yes.
Well, tell that to the US. Oh, wait, Penny Wong will, apparently. And secondly, she'll have to clarify Australia's position on the US strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. As we know, of course, Albo had no comment. He was MIA, other than a statement calling for calm. Then had a stunning change in sentiment a day later when he and Penny Wong had a light bulb moment where they both realised that they do support the US's actions. Thirdly, AUKUS will no doubt come up as part of Penny's peacekeeping trip. Elbridge Colby, the US Defence Under Secretary for Policy, has announced a review of that agreement. And when asked today about it, the Prime Minister got angry.
Has the government engaged directly with Elbridge Colby in the last couple of months?
We engage with everyone in the United States. We engage with everyone in the United States.
Yes.
We engage with everyone in the United States.
I mean, give me a break, seriously. This is what America sees when our Prime Minister is asked about serious issues relating to both of us. And the fourth issue is the elephant in the room, as revealed on Sky News this morning by Donald Trump's pollster, Brent Buchanan.
Donald Trump needs to find an Australian that he likes, or Australia needs to find an Australian that Donald Trump likes and let that person take point, because so much with Donald Trump is personal relationships.
So do you think this is personal? He simply doesn't know Anthony Albanese, or he doesn't like him?
I think he doesn't like the current ambassador, and that's one of the biggest issues.
Really? Wow. So that ambassadorial role really matters when it comes to getting through those.
Well, you would think so. When if you can't get along with a person, how are two countries going to get along, in a really beneficial way for both parties, right? If they can't have good communication, good, agree on topics and whatever, stuff's not going to get done. It's just going to go to the wayside, and it's going to be bad for everyone.
Concrete walls
with certain people, with certain countries and certain people.
So there it is. It's Kevin. Kevin Rudd is the problem, as we knew he would be when he called Trump a traitor to the West, the village idiot, and the most destructive president in history.
Yeah, those are some good things to say about the most powerful leader, the leader of the most powerful country in the world. That's some good things to say when we want them on our side.
No wonder Trump did not bother to meet with Albo this month in Canada. Why would he bother? And how embarrassing Anthony Albanese will not get on a plane, put on his big boy pants and go over there and deal with it himself, despite pleas from Congress. In fact, two senior US lawmakers have issued a bipartisan plea for the Prime Minister to prioritise a White House visit. Republican Michael McCaul and Democrat Joe Courtney in the US House of Representatives said that President Donald Trump valued one-on-one interactions, and his approach to democracy was heavily influenced by his past as a deal maker. So the question is, why on earth would America now listen to Penny Wong? I mean, both her and the Prime Minister have buried their heads in the sand and made us a laughingstock on global issues. Foreign policy matters.
It sure does, especially when Australia is so reliant on trade and allies to get things done, to be successful. Obviously, you hope there's not a war coming, but it's better to be prepared for it and actually have a military base and structure that we're lacking. We don't have the spending on military. Obviously, do we need America's spending on military? Hell no. They spend. I think everyone can somewhat agree that they spend too much, but it gives them the power to not care what anyone thinks. They can do what they want in some sense, right? It's yeah, with Albo's, he's just being weak. Like, I did another video on this, if you want to check that one out, where it's getting ridiculous how much, like, this country is going to crap. And the more you hear it, I guess, the more it gets reinforced and whatever. But, you know, you look at housing, cost of living crisis, you know, people are going homeless even though they're working 40 hours a week. So Like how's he doing a good job at anything at the moment?
By shrugging off America's requests on defence spending, failing to support our number one ally in its attack on Iran, the relationship, our most important relationship, is on shaky grounds. And this really is a disaster. Anthony Albanese and Penny Wong are unfit to steer this country in a direction where we are respected by the United States. It's quite frankly amateur hour on the world stage. The more Albo gets defensive, gets angry, the less time he spends trying to engage with Donald Trump. And we need Trump more than ever as the world faces perilous times. So good luck, Penny. You'll need it.
Fiona is a landlord.
Yeah, let us know below what you guys think. Obviously, it's not looking the best, and there's a lot that needs to be done. And will it get done? Probably not. So I'd love to hear what you guys think below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.